All right, guys, Ask a Felon back with some more questions and answers. What is something you had to rebuild from nothing? I'd have to say my whole life, actually. I've actually hit down to absolutely nothing. Like I'm still rebuilding right now. I still have three pairs of pants to my name, one pair of shoes, and yeah, I'm still in the process of rebuilding the way it is. So I've rebuilt my life several times, all the way from nothing. When I was married, we lost the house. I lost her. And we ended up getting back together after I got on my feet. But I've done it several different times. I always pull through though, so I know I'll pull through on this one. So there's several times I've had to rebuild from absolutely nothing. Something I learned about trust the hard way. I kind of touched base on this a little bit in one of my other recordings, but thing I learned about trust the hard way is that once it takes a split second to lose trust, but it can take years to regain somebody's trust once you mess up. For example, I've done people in my family pretty wrong. And I mean, I know they trust me as long as I'm not on Xanax, because I know if I'm on Xanax, people got to watch out for me. I'll do something stupid. I'll steal from you. I'll try to conjure something up. I just turn into a whole different person on them. So I learned that trust, it takes a split second to lose. And I know that for a fact because I lose trust in people real quick. For example, if you're somebody who lies to me just to have a conversation, I don't want to talk to you no more because I'll never be able to believe a word you say. Like, trust is a big thing because it's so easy to get taken for granted and lost and lose people's trust or lose trust in people. But it takes years to build that trust back up. So that's what I've learned the hard way is that how fast, when you lose somebody's trust, how hard it is to regain it. Something you wish people knew about addiction before judging. That not everybody chose to be an addict. Like that's what everybody automatically thinks. Oh, well, they made that choice to do this. They made that choice to be a drug addict. Nope. 100% didn't make that choice. You know, when I broke my ankle from being a drunk, yeah, I was a drunk, but I wasn't a pillhead until I broke my ankle. I used to hate hydros. When I broke my ankle, I broke it 3 times. I broke my hand several times. I've had stitches in my eyes, my nose. That's why my nostril was ripped apart. My mouth was ripped open. So I used to hate pain pills until I got in all these situations that where I had to take them to work. I mean, I got a broke ankle and I refused to cast because if I had a full leg cast, I wouldn't be able to work. So me taking them hydros that I used to hate because I had to take them to deal with the pain. And by the time I got off of them, I was already addicted. When you're taking 3 prescribed a day, and you do that for a month or two, your addiction, you can become addicted easier than people think. So, first thing I want to say before people judge anybody about addiction, you got to remember not everybody chose to be an addict. And then it just spirals out of control from there because if you can't get your hydros prescribed to you no more, then you're looking for something that is off the streets, that is a hydro. Or in my case, when I ran out of finding hydros, I went straight to Suboxone. And I started shooting up Suboxone. I would shoot up anything I could get my hands on. I'd do morphine, Dilaudid, Suboxone, anything I could get my hands on. I've done coke, crack, I've done it all. And it all started from a prescription of hydros and Xanax. So not everybody chooses to be an addict. It just happens. I know people who are high class and got great jobs and great lives, and they become addicts. I see it all the time at the Suboxone clinic. People who got hooked on pain pills when these doctors was giving them out like candy, that now they have to take Suboxone because they done got addicted to them. Something you learned about forgiveness. Forgiveness is it's a hard thing, especially depending on what you've done or what people have done to you. And you know, people can always forgive, but they're never going to forget what they had to forgive you for. You know, I've had to learn that the hard way in life too, just like I had to learn about trust. People can always forgive you, but they're always going to remember and always have that in the back of their mind. And you can always forgive people, but you're always going to have that in the back of your mind. That's what I mean by in my other video, I said words are so powerful. Like words have so much power that I don't think people realize how much power words have. That's why I choose my words wisely, and I take people's words. I take it all in. When somebody talks to me, that's why I say I can't stand a liar. If somebody's lying to me, just get out of my face. Like I'd rather us sit here in silence and say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, nothing. Playing on my phone." "Oh, what are you doing?" "Nothing. About to go to work." Instead of having to and not have no lies in between. Instead of somebody feeling like I got to lie to conversate. Yeah, just no. Because once you start lying, and I know you done lied to me once about some petty shit, then I know you'll lie to me about some serious shit. And there, right then, boom, you lost my trust. Because I'll never be able to trust that if it came down to something serious, I could trust you. So it all ties back in. Everything I touched on today, it all ties in. I did one this morning, a video for you guys this morning. I tried to do one in the afternoon, and I tried to do one in the evening. This is my evening one. What's something you are thankful happened even though it was hard? I'm thankful that I went to prison. At the time I did, I wouldn't want to go back ever. But at the time I went to prison, I think it was a blessing in disguise because I was so tired of running. And not only that, the day I was got picked up, I was on my way to buy heroin for the first time in my life. The pills wasn't working for me no more. The coke wasn't working for me no more. The crack wasn't working for me no more. None of it was working for me. Shooting up just wasn't doing it. So I was on my way to go get some heroin for the first time in my life. And I might have OD'd that day if I hadn't been picked up. Plus, when I got to prison, I got my GED. I got into a drug treatment that taught me some of the simplest things in life that make so much sense now. I'm clean and sober. Like the simple saying, nothing changes and nothing changes. There's so many people out there who's afraid to make a change because they're so in their comfort zone. If you never step out of your comfort zone, I promise you nothing's going to change for you. If you always got to stay in your comfort zone, there ain't nothing going to change ever. One of the simplest sayings I've ever heard. What is one rule I live by now? Treat others the way you want to be treated. I've always been like that. I try I try to put myself in another person's shoes before I even speak. Again, that goes back to how powerful words are. So, with that being said, guys, that's all I got for this one. If you would hit that like, share, comment, subscribe. I got to reach 500 subscribers so I can get into a good detailed story about how the judge gave me break after break. And then after I got married, I got some strings pulled for me, and then it turned into wanting to have to do something for the mayor, and it goes on and on. But it's a good story. I'm just not going to talk about it until I get a bigger audience. So, that being said, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, please. Till the next one. See ya.